The Fox News Decision Desk is making its first calls. The most closely watched state at this hour is Georgia, one of 7 battleground states that could decide the presidency. That one obviously is too early to call.
And we'll dig into those numbers soon. It's also too early to call Virginia, though Vice President Harris has a lead in our Fox News voter analysis, waiting for the raw vote total to dump there. Fox News can project that former President Trump will win the state of Indiana.
Trump will also carry nearby Kentucky for a 3rd time, and it is too early to call the state of South Carolina. But former President Trump has the lead there, according to our Fox News voter analysis.
Meanwhile, Vice President Harris will sail to victory in liberal Vermont. It is now 7:30 on the East Coast. Polls have just closed in 3 more states. North Carolina is the next state to watch, just like Georgia. It came down to the wire in the last presidential election. It has 16 electoral college votes, and it will be a decisive one, potentially. The Fox News Decision Desk says it's too early to call.
Also too early to call Ohio, but former President Trump has a lead in our Fox News voter analysis. As we mentioned, we're also watching the Senate race there. Bernie Moreno is the GOP candidate running against Sherrod Brown. And we can say that Fox News does project that Trump will win West Virginia. Not a very big surprise there. Obviously, the former governor, or the current governor, is running for.
Welcome back. We do have a call to make. The Fox News Decision Desk can now project that former President Trump will win the state of South Carolina. So we are counting down the minutes to the next poll closing. And there you see the race to 270 ticking up on the former president's side at 32, 3 for Vice President Harris as the states are called. We will continue to see that. And obviously 270 is the magic number.
The moment is here. America is watching.
And it is now 8 o'clock in New York. Polls have just closed in over a dozen states. All eyes, of course, are on Pennsylvania, which could be the deciding state in this race. 19 electoral votes at stake. Fox News Decision Desk says that this is obviously too early to call in Pennsylvania, as we will be watching that one really until the bitter end.
So Fox News is projecting that former President Trump will win the state of Florida, putting him 30 electoral votes closer to the White House. Too early to call a winner in New Hampshire, where Vice President Harris has an edge.
In Maine, the Fox News Decision Desk says that it's too early to call the statewide race. Maine gives 2 electoral votes to the winner of the state and 1 vote to the presidential winner in each of their congressional districts. Harris will win the 1st district, the rural 2nd district. Too early to call in the state of Maine.
In the Southeast, Fox News can project that Trump will win Tennessee, a longtime Republican stronghold. Not a real surprise there. Further south, the former president will again win Alabama. Big numbers there.
And the former president will win neighboring Mississippi. Trump will cruise to victory in Oklahoma as well, where Democrats haven't won a single county since 2000.
And Missouri will also deliver a win for the former president. Vice President Harris will also take some big victories this hour. The Fox News Decision Desk can project that the vice president will win Illinois, adding 19 electoral votes to her tally.
She will also win New Jersey, another reliably Democratic state. Some people had thought New Jersey might be a little bit tight, but we're already ready to call New Jersey in my home state. Exactly. Voters in Massachusetts will deliver a clear victory to Harris as well, so no mystery in those states.
Staying in the Northeast, Fox News can project that the vice president will win Connecticut. She will also win Maryland, that state worth 10 electoral votes. There's an interesting Senate race there.
Yeah, Harris will also take Rhode Island, another Democratic stronghold. And she has a lead in Delaware, President Biden's home state, of course. But it is too early to call in Delaware at this point.
The vice president will win the District of Columbia, which has never voted for a Republican, and it continues not. If you
30 p.m. on the East Coast, and the Fox Decision Desk can now project that former President Trump will win Arkansas. The state hasn't voted for a Democratic presidential candidate since Bill Clinton.
And as you look at the race to It is 9 o'clock in New York. Another 15 states have just finished voting. This is the heat of the matter here. The Fox News Decision Desk says it's too early to call Michigan one of the two battlegrounds in the Rust Belt that just finished voting, part of that blue wall that we hear about all the time.
The other is Wisconsin, where Vice President Harris and former President Trump appear to be locked in a very tight race. And again, this is too early, not too close, but too early to call many of these races. Arizona also too early to call as the polls are closing there.
Fox News can project that former President Trump will win Texas. That locks 40 more electoral votes into his column. Former president also has a lead in Iowa. There's no call at the top of the hour here. Remember that Iowa poll had people scrambling there at the Des Moines Register saying it was Harris lead by 3.
Yeah, the same day Emerson had him up by 10, but that got a lot of people's attention because Ann Seltzer is such a well-known and usually correct pollster. So we'll see how Iowa plays out tonight. In Nebraska, the Fox News Decision Desk can project that Trump will win the statewide vote. Nebraska gives 2 electoral votes to the winner of the state and 1 vote to the presidential winner in each of their districts. So Trump will also win Nebraska's 1st and 3rd districts, the more suburban 2nd district, Omaha, which is the blue dot that we have talked so much about. That is too early to call, but Harris has a lead there.
The Fox News Decision Desk can project that Vice President Harris will win New York, giving the vice president 28 more electoral votes. She also has a lead in Minnesota. Too early to call the state of Minnesota, which closed in recent days, according to the polling.
Obviously, the vice presidential candidate, Tim Walz, from Minnesota. And now Fox News can project a Harris victory in Colorado as well. She gets 10 more electoral college votes there. New Mexico, too early to call, but Harris has a lead, according to our Fox News voter analysis in New Mexico.
Former President Trump will win Louisiana, which has voted for a Republican in every election this century. Pretty sure we were going to get that one. Trump also wins Kansas, adding another 6 electoral votes to his tally.
The former president will win North Dakota, a longtime conservative state as well. He will also take South Dakota, which often mirrors the vote of its neighbor to the north.
And Fox News can project that the former president will win Wyoming, where 3 electoral.
Now project that Donald Trump will win the state of Ohio, 54.2% to 45%. So obviously that was what was anticipated in the early polling. He was ahead by about 8 points. This is a 9-point stretch, so a little bit higher than the most recent polling was showing in the state of Ohio, but a solid win for him in what used to be a swing state, but hasn't been for quite some time. You know that the Fox Decision Desk can project that Vice President Harris will indeed win the state of Virginia. This was much closer. It was a state that the Trump team said they felt they might be able to expand the map, but he did better than he did in the prior elections. But this has just been called for Vice President Harris. And President Trump did better with non-married men than he did 4 years ago in Virginia, which seems to be a theme that we're seeing in a lot of these states. That all according to the Fox News voter analysis.
I want to bring back.
Fox News projects that the Republicans will take control of the United States Senate. The party will hold at least 51 seats, which is enough.
Project that the state of Georgia will go to former President Donald Trump. This was a really hard-fought battle. If you think about Georgia, loses it last time to President Biden by 11,779 votes. For some reason, that number sticks in my mind. And this is a big win. He went there, campaigned there, and so did Vice President Harris numerous times, thinking that Georgia could stay in the Democratic column.
You know, he had a difficult relationship. Someone with a really large one. Yeah.
As we look now at what we have, Pennsylvania. Is this a call, ladies and gentlemen? We are now projecting that Donald J. Trump will win the state of Pennsylvania. Fox News Decision Desk can now officially project that Donald Trump will become the 47th president of the United States.
The former president's comeback will be complete with a win in Wisconsin, a state that he narrowly lost 4 years ago. He is now the second president in U.S. history to win non-consecutive terms. The first was Grover Cleveland in the late 1800s. Senator J.D. Vance will become the 50th vice president of the United States. Voters expressed deep frustration with the Biden administration, and former President Trump and the future President Trump overperformed in urban areas